Hello, my name is Gene Kearns. I'm the Chief Academic Officer at Renaissance, and I'm joined today by my colleague, Dr. Katie McClarty, our Vice President for Research and Design. And we're here to give you an overview of our new How Kids Are Performing report, which analyzes the back-to-school data of over 5.3 million students drawn from all 50 states and DC to analyze important questions related to the COVID slide. Essentially, what we did is we looked at how students are entering the school year this year and how it compares to how they've typically begun the year in prior years.
The report is broken into 4 sections. The first section focuses on overall performance in reading and mathematics. We use 3 metrics to look at performance changes. One is changes in scale scores. Another is changes in percentile ranks. Both of these reflect changes in the average level of student performance for a given grade or subject. The other approach is to categorize students into different performance levels. Because STAR is often used as a screening measure, we wanted to report the percentage of students categorized into different risk levels between fall 2020 and fall 2019. The second section investigates the impact of the pandemic on student growth. STAR reports student growth percentile measures. These compare students' growth from one period to the next against academically similar peers. We compared full year student growth in a typical year from fall of 18 to fall of 19 with a year impacted by the pandemic between fall of 19 and fall 2020.
In the third section of the report, we look at differential impacts on various student subgroups, looking at it both through the lens of the students and through the lens of the school. We wanted to understand whether learning losses were greater or lesser for students of different racial groups, ethnicity groups, students with disabilities, English language learners. And we also studied the impact based on school location, school type, and Title I status. The results in this section are reported both in terms of performance, percentile ranks, and in terms of growth, student growth percentiles. Then, in the final section, we took the important step of trying to translate the results of these studies into more instructionally relevant terms. For example, we looked at the drops of performance and turned them into an estimate of weeks. In other words, how many weeks of instruction would it take to catch students up to where they typically would have been? And finally, by using Renaissance's empirically validated learning progression, we explored the nature of skills, the difference between where students are entering and what they're able to do in a typical year and where they're entering this year and the skills that are missing between those two.
This report offers many insights into our current conditions, and it's critical that we help students grow and make progress throughout the academic year. Beginning with gaps of various sizes is one thing, but seeing those gaps grow across the year, that's something else. For this reason, we suggest ongoing progress monitoring throughout the year, using a variety of formative and interim tools. To learn more and download a copy of How Kids Are Performing, visit renaissance.com/performing.